after going through the introduction to PhETs, we had actually learned a lot of things, ranging from how we can, impute our simulation into our slides. You understand? However, after learning those things, if you tell me the procedures now to do them, you understand, it will also take me a while. I have to refer to those videos again to still do them. I want to ask, just like somebody has requested, if there are documents like PDF file that somebody can just be checking from time to time, it is easier for you to see from what you are reading from, rather than a video you have to go and be searching for that will take you humongous tasks to achieve. That's my request. Thank you.
Okay. For that, you can always go back to the course. Okay, because I know how to impute your PhET simulation into your slide. It's like the first module. You can always go back to the course to, to reference that.
All right.
Are you with me?
All right, no problem.
You can always go back.
Okay, are you also challenging us as teachers to build something like that, like a kind of document, if we can?
Of course, you can have a document.
Yes, that's it.
That's it.
Right.
You can.
Right.
Yeah, please. Ali, Glory, you can unmute and ask your question.
Okay, good evening, ma. Thank you so much for the class. I'm so sorry. Last week where I am, because I was not around, I went to local place to do something. So I was having network challenge. I could not really ascertain the teaching. Although when I was going through it, I got to understand many, but there is a mistake I made somewhere when I was registering. Instead of me to use my register afresh, I went and used my Google account, whereby when I started working on it, they were now asking me for payment to enroll and pay and all that. And I looked at it and I said, you said this one is free, so how come? So that was why I have to stop the work and I chatted you. So I don't know, for those of us that missed those steps, are you going to send us the email so that we can continue that steps?
Okay.
And you told me to register with another email.
Have you done that?
Yes, which I did.
When?
Is from the email I log in now. It's from the email I entered the webinar now.
Okay. When did you do that? Was it this evening? Because I know we sent out invites early in the morning. You have to please wait.
I did that this eve, not quite long. Although I've watched the video, the webinar they did last, I've watched everything. So it's just for me to get those emails so that I can start working on them.
Okay, you'll be patient. Tomorrow morning we'll send it out again. We'll send out invites. Yeah, Samuel, you can unmute and speak. Samuel Timothy.
Okay, actually, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Sorry, my question has been attended to. The last person that asked is concerning the new, those of us that are just joining, how to link up with the emails and all that. So it has been answered since you said tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah. Have you registered? When did you register? Is it just now?
Yes, just now.
Okay. All right, no problem. God's own, you can unmute and speak.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for taking out time to help us better our professions. I've been having a wonderful time since last week.
Thank you.
However, today, I tried to log in for reasons I don't know. I think one of the messages went to my spam. And so when I started the course, I started with the third one, that is the activity. So I was lost. So I had to start all over again today. So I went to the introduction, but I got stuck today when I got to pre-survey. Every time I click on the pre-survey, it will ask me to sign in. And from that point on, I can't click on anything. I sent you a message earlier today. You know, you asked that I put it on the platform. However, I decided to just skip that particular one and continue with the other modules. So I don't know if that's going to affect me later on. Or...
No, it's not. It's not. Sometimes the pre-survey, because it's an additional, it's like a Google form added. So it's because of network and browser compatibility, it doesn't work, but it won't affect. What is most important is the quizzes and the and your assignments, submitting your assignments and you reviewing other pairs and others review your own work. That's what's most important. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So currently now I'm in the simulation room and I'm having fun. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much. Well done. Okay. Blessing Hassan, you can unmute and speak quickly. Blessing Hassan, are you there? Okay, Abiodun Oluwatosin.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yes, thank you for this platform, for the opportunity given unto us to be on this platform. Actually, last week I went through the course, of which I finished all my modules. But after the course, I was supposed to get the certificate, but I don't know how to go about it because I tried to log in back. It's just telling me to sign in or join the something like that. So I don't really get it like that. So I don't know what to do next.
Okay, it should be on your you are done, right?
Yes.
Okay, so as far as you are done, it's on your dashboard. When you enter your dashboard, you are done with course 1 and course 2 or just course 1?
You know, in that course, I like it's a module. Then I think it's from 1 to 5. I do 1 to 4, 1 to 5.
1 to 5.
Yes, I am done with that.
Okay.
But I didn't submit any assignment.
There's assignment too.
Hey,
Hold on.
God.
You know, I've been telling you guys, I did a comprehensive video. Please, everyone should also help me on the group. I've been sharing that video. I did a comprehensive video where my internet is a bit slow. I don't know why it's dragging. I did a comprehensive video where I entered into those courses. Course 1, I entered into every of the modules and showed you where the assignment is. Please, can we check the group? Oh,
okay.
My internet isn't
I
that
just
slow.
joined the group today. I just joined the WhatsApp group today.
I'm going to share it again. Okay, I'm going to share it again during the course of this. I'll share it again. All right, my internet is slow. I wanted to enter the course again.
Okay, does it mean that I should go through the course again?
No,
to do the assignment.
Please, can you watch the video? I think that's it. Watch the video. Okay. So you see here in your learning, in my learning, that's where you see all the courses. And it will show you your progress. And if you, okay. All right. We have to skip this, but please, the video is detailed. I will share the video. Wait, hold on. I'm going to share the video after the class. Please do watch it.
Okay, ma'am.
I've just done that. Okay, so because of time, Professor Lainka, are you there?
We are with you.
Okay, so I'm handing over to you now. So Prof will take us through active learning with PhET, explaining details on our activity sheets. Okay, so Prof, I'll stop sharing now and you continue. Yeah, you can share.
Thank you very much. Okay. I don't want to do the slide. It's a little bit attractive, colorful.
So, Prof, you can take 30 minutes. So by 6, we'll then break out.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes.
Prof, you can see us.
Okay, great. Good evening one more time, everyone.
Good evening.
Be here one more time. Very quickly, we want to look at what active learning is and how we'll be able to design an activity sheet. Oh, please, can that person? Okay, thank you. Now, last week, I started by taking us through, though I was disappointed by power supply. Hence, I couldn't complete the part I wanted to, but thanks for the opportunity I have today. I will spend a little time to pay attention on this. Now, last week, I did talk about active learning and the need for us to actually be engaged with the 21st century learners in an active way of delivering academic content. We cannot afford to go the old way of passive way of learning, a situation whereby you have a sage on the stage dishing out instructions. That era is gone and it's no longer effective, it's no longer acceptable. The 21st century learner that you are dealing with, that you and I are dealing with, there is need for us to engage them actively in learning. When we talk about the focus actually on students or the learners, and we talk about active learning, the focus is on the learners or the students. Vis-a-vis, what are the learning objectives you intend to achieve? And once has built a simulation, we of a triangle with active learning from PhET. We talk about what is the role of PhET Sim, what is the role of the teacher, okay? And what are the interactions that can take place for us to be able to achieve this, okay? Now, if you look at the figure we have on the right side of this screen, on one side of the divide, we have the learners, and then on the other side, we have the teacher. At one side, the teacher have control, and at the other hand, the learners have control. So what PhET Sim has been able to achieve is actually to bring both the learners and the teachers to a common point, whereby some of the pedagogy developed by PhET Simulation can actually be effectively deployed in order to achieve effective teaching and learning at the same time, okay? Last, if you will recall, we talked about interactive lecture demonstration is one of the pedagogies that PhET has adopted to be able to ensure an active learning is achieved. We talked about concept questions, also another way. And we also talked about a very other way by which you can actually engage the students, okay? Now, let's look at the characteristics of active learning that we as teachers, we should take note of for us to be able to effectively engage our learners. Number one, we need to understand and address students' prior knowledge. Now, the beauty of active learning is this. It does not just classify every learner equally. No. It treats every learner uniquely. And that is why the prior knowledge of the learner is quite important in us engaging a learner effectively. Definitely in a class of, say, 10 or 20, you will have students who are fast learners, you will have slow learners, you have people who learn differently from the ways other people will learn. And so there is need for us to be able to understand and address the peculiarity of each of the learner. Prior knowledge is very important to be able to do that. And then number two, we need to be able to connect the content of a lesson to daily experiences of students and apply it in different contexts. What do we mean by that? Last week, during that discussion, when Rebecca was featuring, she did mention about why simulation it's not like virtual reality and why it is not virtual reality. Of course, in virtual reality, you're actually dealing with a virtual world, okay? You are embedded in a virtual world, it's not real. However, the PhET Sim are designed in such a simple to give close to practical experience, for you to be able to have a close to practical experience of what you're actually learning about. And so there is need for that connection between the lesson and daily experiences of students and how they can apply it. The things that the students see around them, how can they link it to the concept that is being passed across with the aid of PhET Sim? That is one of the characteristics of active learning that we as teachers, we need to take note of. And next is support collaboration. Now, in active learning, the teachers are not just the sage on the stage. They are not just the Mr. Know-it-all. No, the students are actually part of the active learning process, and they contribute effectively to the robust nature of delivering academic content. And so that collaboration between the teacher and the learners, when you ask a question, the student or the learners give you response, and that response can help you as a teacher to be able to build the knowledge around the concept you're trying to pass across to the students. Next is to create a safe environment for your students. Now, active learning, unlike passive learning, gives the student opportunity to be able to express themselves. The giant in them can actually speak out. Unlike the conventional way, where teachers are seen as semi-monster. Oh, you cannot approach him. It's always difficult. No, if you must actively engage your learner, especially the 21st century learner who sleeps and wakes up with internet, you need to be able to create an environment whereby they can have confidence in what you are trying to disseminate to them. Next is to be able to provide appropriate scaffolding. When we talk about scaffolding, we're talking about building on an existing knowledge and being able to identify where they are coming from, and then build upon it to be able to drive home the objective of what we're trying to pass across. Next is to make assessment a part of the learning process. Now, for some of us, maybe those of us who school maybe in the 80s, 90s, and the rest of them, or maybe earlier. Now, majority of learners then see examination as a punitive measure. That is not that is not the active way of learning. I remember some years ago, a professor boldly came out in a university convocation and he said, "I'm glad to announce to you that none of my students is graduating this year." Oh, that era is gone. It's no longer acceptable in 21st century learning. You should be able to give an explanation why the learners that are committed under your care, why they are not performing, okay? So we need to make assessments as part of learning process. And so when as a teacher, I want to be involved in active learning, when I'm setting my questions, I have it at the back of my mind. I am not punishing my learner. I'm not looking for a way of failing my learners, my students. The whole idea is that I want them to see this assessment as a way of crowning whatever knowledge they've been able to acquire in the course of the term, in the course of the semester when I interacted with them. And so assessment should be part of the learning process. And we have different types of assessments we need to look into, and each of these has to be properly built into the assessment to be able to achieve the learning objective. And then lastly here is to be able to establish certain practices and expectations as a response to specific behavior. Establish certain practices and expectations as a response to specific behavior. And so, like we said, different students will respond differently to the same scenario. You have 5 learners, for instance, and you presented the same scenario before them. If you collect feedback from them, you can be sure the feedback you will get from these 5 learners will not be exactly the same. And so that is the peculiarity of what we are able to achieve if we adopt active learning with PhET interactive simulation. Now, the active learning with PhET scenario Students can actually use PhET Sim in various ways. There is no one way to it. No. In fact, your creativity as a teacher is very, very important to be able to bring out the best in the use of PhET simulation. I did mention briefly last week. My home case, how did I come across PhET simulation? I was working in a university and I needed to engage students in practicals, and we lack laboratory apparatus. And so I came across PhET Sim, and that solved the problem. And the student fell in love with it. And it was something else, because as a result of that one, I now had to receive an award as the best lecturer. What am I saying? All this is part of the creativity that comes with you. I also mentioned last week that technology has come to stay. AI has come to stay. There's nothing anybody can do about it. But will it replace teachers? The answer is no. Teachers will still remain relevant, definitely, at least for the decades to come. But the question is, if you're going to be a teacher that is relevant in this 21st century delivery of academic content, you need to be a teacher that is equipped with modern technology to be able to deliver academic content. Hence, I want to congratulate those of you who are going through this PhET Sim training. Please embrace it and give it your best. It's a golden opportunity you have, and you won't even know where this can take you to in the days or in the years to come. And so, in the course of using PhET Sim with students, several approaches can actually be adopted. One of them is guided inquiry activity using worksheets during class. So we can have activity sheet, which is one of the major things we'll be doing in the breakout session today. So we can actually have guided inquiry-based activity sheets that students can work with in class, okay? I haven't chosen a PhET Sim. You have also decided on the learning objective you want to achieve. Then you can then begin to have a guided inquiry, step-by-step questions on how you want to be able to achieve that learning objective. What the students should do with the PhET Sim, and they should report their reference in the activity sheet provided. So this particular approach can be helpful in a situation whereby you don't have, every learner does not have access to a PhET Sim, okay? For instance, you just have a projector in your school. You can actually project the sim on the screen and share activity sheet papers printed on a piece of paper to the students, okay? Then you can begin to follow the step-by-step approach of what is expected in that inquiry-based activity sheet. While it is done on the board, the student can record their observation, and I tell you, learning is being achieved in the course of doing that. We also have the one we call homework assignments. Now, homework assignments can work, definitely. I believe maybe 99% of, or maybe I should not estimate it too high, especially for those who might be maybe in remote locations, okay? But you will agree with me that maybe 90 to 95% of parents who have children in maybe primary or secondary school, we probably have, especially in the urban areas. The situation might be different in some local area. We have access to an Android phone, okay? So you can actually print assignments, PhET guided assignments, and give it to students as homework, okay? And on their mother or on their father's phone, they can actually go to the website of PhET Sim and open it and do the assignment and record and submit. That is another way of actively engaging the learners, okay? Then we can also combine digital and physical laboratory activities. We can do a combination of digital and physical laboratory activities, okay? Like I said in the past, I've had course of using PhET Sim to achieve my physics practical objectives, and I still kept on using it, even up to this academic session that ended in my university. I still kept on using it. Over 800 students, I can actually get them engaged with PhET Sim simultaneously. It doesn't take anything. It doesn't take anything away from me. Okay? Maybe I should mention quickly. Somebody might say, how were you able to do it? How were you able to do it? What I did in that situation was to actually create what is known as Google Form. I created a Google form building my activity sheet into it, step by step that my student need to follow. I built it into that Google form, and I share with the students. And so from their various locations, they will need to engage with the PhET Sim and respond and do what has been specified in that particular activity. And the learning objective, obviously, is achieved. Okay. Then another one, we can have guided inquiry activity in remote learning. I've just talked about university where I was. Okay. Definitely, what is happening, what we are doing at the moment is actually remote learning. Okay. While you can see the facilitators as maybe teachers and the participants as learners or students. Okay. Now, in the course of our breakout session, definitely we will be engaging with PhET Sim. We'll be engaging with activity sheets, okay, in a remote location. So these are some of the ways by which we can actually achieve active learning using PhET simulation. Okay. Now, to make the best use of PhET simulations and maximize learning outcome for our students, it is very important to consider the PhET Sim that we want to use, okay? And how best we can actually engage the learners with this PhET Sim, okay? And so one of the important things is that how do we now go ahead and design an activity that will be engaging and that will also be able to achieve our learning objectives, okay? And so on one side, we have the teacher facilitation, we have the activity design, and we have the PhET Sim. If you look at this figure I have on my right, you have the PhET Sim here, you have the teacher facilitation, and then you have the what? Activity design, which is one of the major things we're looking at today. Okay, now, how do we design an activity sheet? Now, in a simpler term, when we talk about activity sheets, I've not been privileged to teach in secondary school before, but I know something you call your lesson plan. So you can view it from that perspective. Your lesson plan, I believe you have objective and step-by-step of things you want to achieve. So you can see activity sheet like something like your lesson plan that you normally prepare, okay? Now, to be able to maximize the benefits of using PhET Sim in a classroom, activities should need to be designed with specific goals or objective in mind. And each activity should be student-centered. When we talk about student-centered, we have moved away from the teacher-centered learning. Okay? We have moved away from teacher-centered learning. That doesn't rule out the fact that teachers are very important part of the educational system, and your role cannot be substituted. But definitely, we have to be student-centered in the design of our activity sheet to be able to achieve the learning objective. The truth of the matter is this: in the course of designing your learning objective, the learners are the ones you have in mind. The learners are the ones you have in mind. So in design of activity, it has to be student-centered, not teacher-centered, okay? And it should provide an ample opportunity for students to be able to express and engage in an inquiry-based learning. They should be able to share their thoughts. They should be able to share their ideas. They should be immersed in the scene and related to reality, okay? And so, while the sim is at the center of the whole process, we should bring the students into that middle point whereby their thoughts are very important, their ideas are very important, and their perspective are extremely very important as well. Okay? Now, it serves as a place to record thoughts, observations. That's activity sheet now. It's a place where thoughts can be recorded, observations, to facilitate sense-making, post challenging prompts that engage students by prompting interaction with sim, and also provide guidance towards achieving the learning goal objectives. Okay? So when we talk about activity sheets, it's a way whereby we can begin to, in the course of the engagement, you will discover that you are moving gradually towards achieving the learning goals in your learners. Okay, let's look at the various guidelines that we need to follow in designing our own activity sheet. I believe that is what some of you are doing in the Coursera course at the moment. Okay, number one is that there must be an emphasis on sim features. Okay, there must be an emphasis on the what are the features this particular sim provide. Okay, so there is need for us to prevent the activity sheet from competing with the sim for student attention. So there has to be a balance. There has to be a balance. Okay. And so the sim features are very, very important. We need to be able to know what are the features available for us in the sim. Then number two, 1 to 2 page in length. Now, activity sheet does not have to be extremely lengthy, especially when you are dealing with students at lower level, maybe primary or secondary. It doesn't have to be extremely lengthy. Otherwise, it might be burdensome. If you are in the university, yes, you can make it as compressed as possible, but as lower level, it has to be minimal so that you can be able to achieve the learning objective. It's possible you use a single sim to achieve maybe 2 objectives in a particular.
I think we lost him. Yeah, I think we lost Prof. Sorry about that, but basically he has touched extensively. Hello. While we are who is this person? Anyways, we have lost Prof. So while I'm sure he's probably trying to come back. Basically, he has done a lot of he has expanded a lot on activity sheet, which I believe is what most of you will go into in the next week. The previous one, the first week that just went by, which I'm sure a lot of you have even received certificates. It handled how to select your sims. Now we are going to look at how to develop activity sheets. While he was talking.
Okay. Hello, Rita.
Okay, good. Yeah, so you are back now. Good. Back. Go on.
Thank you. That's network issue. It
Yes,
was beyond my control. Apology for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we understand that.
Thank you, everyone, for your questions. Okay. Now, so I've talked about open play. No, time is fast moving, so I need to be as fast as possible. Now, then minimal wording. So we don't want, we don't really need too much of words when we're talking about design of activity sheets. It has to be as simple and as short as possible. And lastly, it has to be scaffolded with tables. We actually prefer for you the use of tables more when you are designing your activity sheet. And you can see an example of an activity sheet by the right hand side of the screen here, okay? Activity sheets. I think I'm go with this, right? Hello,
Yes,
Blessing.
Yes, I think so. A Blessing is not.
I think this will be my last slide.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, so just
This
touch.
will be my last.
I think you're done
now,
basically.
In the course of the design of your. Yes, perfectly. So now, these are just the basic things that we need to actually take note of. Before you select a topic, you need to reflect on the following. I'll quickly run through, like we can see. I have a BC here with a lot to cover. How is this lesson going to fit in? Will you replace a lesson? Will it be supplemental? Think about where in the topic sequence it will fit. Will it introduce a topic you know most students have difficulty in? Will it reinforce a topic? Will it address common student misunderstandings or misconception? So in the course of you choosing maybe a PhET Sim or a learning objective you want to achieve, all these questions are things you need to reflect on.
Okay,
It's
so
very important.
Akiola.
Now,
Okay, so Akiola, I'm going to tell you.
yes,
Please,
yes,
I'd like you to hold on to this. I'd like you to please hold on to it and let's reflect again. Let's look at it again after the lesson. And I think it is something everyone would, if possible, like to screenshot. But if you don't get a chance to screenshot it right now, you can always screenshot it after the session is over. So briefly, I think Prof is done. So after this,
yes, I'm fine.
This is a very good, this is something to think about before you start your activity design and planning as a teacher. So please, if you can screenshot it right away, do. But if you can't, we'll pop it back up again as soon as we finish this session, so that you can see.
I will simply paste it on I will screenshot it and put it on the
group. Good.
On the WhatsApp group.
So you stop sharing. You stop sharing. You stop sharing. We are going to go into the breakout rooms.
Yeah. So I'm about opening the rooms now.
Yes. Hold on, Blessing. Hold on. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Briefly, before she opens the room, I just want to show you everything that he has talked about. Briefly, before we go into our different rooms, Prof has talked about the steps in designing your activity. This is what I'm going to explain mostly to people that are going to be in the biology breakout room. Firstly, can you all see the screen, guys?
Yes,
can you all see?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So now this is a lesson on natural selection. If you can see, I have some learning goals. That's exactly. So I'm trying to show you the different steps that Prof outlined. So this is natural selection. This is the lesson. I'm trying to introduce natural selection for the very first time to students. That's why I said lesson 1. So I've tried to bring up some learning goals. I said determine which mutation are favored. Look at my goals. Describe which traits change the survivability of an organism in different environments. So the goals you are putting is going to be for the whole topic, but with each, let's say a topic might be divided into 3 lessons. With each lesson, let's say you choose 3 or 2 lessons to cover the whole topic. In each topic, in each lesson, you would have a goal. So you put all your goals together, in one place, which is what I have done here. So this goal is what I intend as a teacher to achieve for the whole topic. Look at it, covers the whole topic, from the introductory aspect all the way down to even the very last aspect of comparing dominant and recessive genes, how they get passed on to generations. Now in lesson 1, Prof talked about open play. Look at it here. I started with open play, and I said to kick off lesson 1, the introductory aspect of this topic, students should familiarize themselves with the simulation. And Prof said, allow 5 to 10 minutes of open play. So this is an activity design implementation. This is me as a teacher. I have already designed my activity and I am implementing it. And I'm saying I'm allowing 5 to 10 minutes of open play exploration with the sim. Why? So that students can move around the sim. And then you as a teacher, you haven't even touched on the subject at all. You are going to now start sampling observations. You allow a students to share their experience of the sim. Allow them to begin to say what they see. And then it begins to generate a hub of conversation concerning what you're going to talk about. So this is everything that Prof is actually explaining to you. So as you go, I'm going to stop here so that I don't take our time too much. This is what you're all going to do in the introductory session. From the open play, you go to the main lesson, and then you begin to talk and explain what they have just seen. This is the introduction. And then you begin to explain their observations, you know, all that you go into, and then you start introducing small elements of activity, small elements of activity where they begin to explore the sim little by little. And then when you probably get to lesson 2, you will now decide to do a lab. And then you begin to apply the concepts you have explained in carrying out the lab. So yes, we can go to the breakout rooms. This same process is what we are going to do in the breakout rooms, in implementing different subjects. So I'm going to stop sharing here, and we'll all go to the breakout rooms.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Can I see a round of applause for Prof for dealing with activity, sheet design, and explaining everything? Please, can I see a round of applause in the chat box? Can I see it, please? Okay, yes. Please, let's see it. And thank you, Rita, for the feedback, for the support, you know, emphasizing how an activity sheet looks like. Okay, so right now, we're going to be going into, can we mute our microphone? Can we mute our microphones, please? Okay, so we're going to go into breakout rooms. All right, let me quickly explain so we don't get confused. All right, so our breakout rooms will be physics, biology, chemistry, maths and elementary are going to be together. So it's like we're going into groups. So if you're using your phone, you'll see some 3 dots. Just when you click on that, you're going to see breakout, and you choose which you are entering to. Are you a physics teacher? You go into physics. Biology teacher, you go into biology. Chemistry teacher, you go into chemistry. Mrs. Joy Chidima is going to anchor chemistry. Biology will be anchored by Rita. Professor is going to anchor physics. I'm going to anchor maths and the elementary. Okay? I hope we all understand it.
About computer. Computer anchor.
Computer, you can join. You can join maths.
Join physics or mathematics.
Yeah.
Physics or maths. You can join any of us. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm about opening the rooms now.
Sorry, I didn't see the 3 dots. So where am I going to enter to see?
I just opened it now.
Where you have more. It's in some computers, more is written there. In some, it's just 3 dots. It just shows that there is more. When you click on that, it gives you a drop down.
Okay.
Please,
so
ma'am, I'm using my phone, but I can't find the 3 dots.
Just look for where it says breakout. I have opened the rooms now, so you see
I can
breakout.
see more, but I'm seeing meeting settings.
Same thing too.
The same thing I'm having here, settings and leave. I can't see the breakout.
Just hold on 1 minute. Let me
hold on.
Just let me try to log in with my phone and see what
you see 4
the breakout is on the screen.
squares.
The breakout is
You
on the
see
screen
4
of
squares
the phone. If
together.
you're using phone.
Okay, I think
If you're using phone,
you
the
want us
breakout
to
is on
start
the screen of the
assign,
phone.
and we can't assign because we don't
Okay.
all your
Hello.
subjects.
Someone just said something. Vic Yomi, can you explain?
Yes,
the
it's
breakout is on the screen of the phone. Just click on it. Click on your screen, you see breakout.
Click on your screen.
It's not,
Click on your
it's
screen.
not on the icons below. It's on top of the screen.
Okay.
It's 4 dots on the screen. 4 squares. 4 squares. Yes, there are 4.
Have you guys seen it? The 4 squares.
I have my hand. Give my hand. Let me concentrate. Okay, thank you.
So the 4 squares. Rita, you can join. I'll just stay here to help everyone.
You can always see physics, biology, chemistry, maths, and elementary.
Yes, so join.
Yes.
Join whichever you're supposed to be in.
And Prof, you guys can go. Rita, you can go. I will just stay here for a while to help others. You can go to your room. Joy, you can go to chemistry.
Take your spoon. It's there, over there. Take your spoon.
So once we are in the room,
Don't worry, you'll be coordinated there. Prof, are you there now?
Yes, I'm going now.
Okay. Joy, are you done? Are you here or you've gone? Okay, please, we have to leave here. If you are still here, you have to leave here. You will see, if you're using your phone, you're going to see 4 dots, which says breakout room. So you select, if you're a chemistry teacher, physics teacher, biology teacher or math teacher, elementary teacher, please go to the room. Just click on join the room. Okay, you are not supposed to be here because nobody will be here very soon. All right, I just want to stay here for a while to direct you. Do we understand?
I am not seeing the dot. I'm not seeing the where
You will see you will see on your phone. You will see blocks, 4 blocks, and they say breakout. Okay, click on that 4 dots, then select your subjects that you teach.
Hello, ma. Well done, ma. I said as I'm me out automatically from the Zoom, as I'm joining the breakthrough, I'll be the breakout.
It shouldn't log you out. Others, I'm seeing my class now. Okay, my class, there are already 71 people in math class. So please, you can join.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're still here, there's nobody should be here. All right? Nobody should be here. Please, there will be, if you're using your phone, you will see 4 blocks. Click on it. It will take you to select whichever subject you teach, and it will take you to that particular room. Hello, Rita. So sorry, Prof. So sorry that we took time. My network was quite bad.
Your hand. It's not just your hand. We were also busy at my hand too.
Okay,
we were just about to take the question before we were brought back here automatically.
Okay. Rita, can you anchor this closing session, please? Just take out, let us ask what happened in various groups. Joy, what happened in your group?
What is happening to you? You can't put on your camera.
My network is bad. I'm so scared that it will cut me off right now.
Okay, so go on. So go on. When you stop, I'll take it over.
Okay, no, I think we should just
over to you already.
It's over to you. I've sent it to you. So I think people from the chemistry class should let us know. Maybe one person, how did it go in the chemistry class?
Good.
Volunteer.
Good. So, yeah.
Can we see your hands raised? If you want to speak, you were in the chemistry breakout room. How did it go? Oh, I see Samuel. Mr. Samuel, you can unmute and speak.
Thank you very much. Chemistry was, let me say, explosive.
Nice.
Yeah, we learned quite a lot, and we were able to use the activity sheet, which is guided instruction for like our students. So it was awesome. It was awesome. I can't say less. Thank you very much.
Okay, so somebody from biology should tell us how it went in their group. Hawa, are you from biology? Or who is speaking from biology?
Yes, I'm from biology, ma.
Yes.
May I go on?
Yes, we can go on.
Biology class was very nice. It was very educative. I was surprised how I learned the topic all in just 5 minutes.
Nice.
Complete every practical and theory parts. Thank you very much.
Please, can you mute? Who was that? Is he answering the question? Somebody
He's not answering the question. He's just talking on the background. I don't know why people do this. Please, can you mute your microphone, please?
Fine. I think I've muted the person.
Okay. Okay, yes. Any other person, Rita?
Yeah, Patience.
Okay, Patience. What class were you in?
Mathematics.
Good. Tell us, how was it?
Yeah, it was though short, but very, very educative. We are taught how to use fruits to teach the students. And it was something that was very, very good. Well explained. No matter how dull a child is, the child will be able to grab something.
Thank you.
So, physics.
Okay. Thank you,
Can
ma'am.
I ask Max?
I'm talking from physics.
Ramat is here from physics.
I would have loved to speak for physics.
Physics,
Okay, we
please.
can have two people. There's no problem. Oh, yeah, speak for physics, please.
All right,
I'm
all right.
also interested in physics.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
I'm also
Somebody
interested in
wants to speak
maths.
for people.
I'm interested in maths.
Everybody
all right.
wants to
Don't
speak
worry,
in
let's
physics.
have the first speaker for
Can I
physics.
speak on physics class?
Yes, please.
Okay, the class. Can I go on?
I guess
Physics
I
class,
raised my
please.
hand for physics.
Okay, please,
Yes.
Ramat. Okay, Ramat, please.
Please
Can
identify
Ramat
people
speak?
and call them, please.
Yes,
Biology class.
Should I speak first?
Let's take one from physics first before we take others, please. Rita, please choose one.
Yeah, choose.
Can I go on with physics class?
Ramat is here.
Yes, please go on. That's male voice. Go on.
Okay.
Okay,
The class
Ramat.
was interesting. The class was interesting. We were taken through resistance of a wire in electric circuit and the factors that affect resistance of a wire. Vis-a-vis the length of the wire, how it really affected resistance, the cross-sectional area, the resistivity. With the student visualizing and seeing this themselves, not necessarily cramming the mathematical formula that the teacher used to teach them before. As we are moving the slider, increasing the resistivity, we saw the resistance increasing by the number of particles in the wire in the seam that we are using. The same thing with resistance and the same thing with cross-sectional area. So it was very, very interesting. And I think the student at the end of this will be able to agree with the established formula or equation that's been derived without them cramming it, or even if they are not having the prior knowledge, they can actually get it after watching the sim. So it was a nice one. I'm very interested.
Yeah, that's very good. That's very good. Yeah. So I'm not going to take any more from physics. I like the way I've actually done a very good job, Mr. Sule. Can somebody from biology? Can I hear someone from biology again, please? Because I didn't hear the person that spoke the last time. Because there were some, I like the way Sule explained his own, the specific objectives that were achieved from using the sim. So somebody from biology, can you explain, I'm interested in what you actually gained. How effective was the sim in helping you to understand the lesson?
Okay, can I speak?
Yes, Iliasu.
Yes. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
The biology class was very interesting. The laboratory aspect was top notch, where you could actually see the brown bunnies taking over the habitat actually, because of the fact that they can camouflage and then also evade or escape their predators, while those ones that are very conspicuous, the white ones, begin to diminish in number, and the brown bunnies took over the habitat. Really, that was very practicable and very interesting. So for me, yes. And then it sent the understanding within very short time, and to save all the hassles of the grammar and so on.
Yes. Thank you. It makes things easy for the teacher. Adetayo Olufemi, what do you want to say, please?
Okay, I want to add to that biology discussion, ma.
Oh.
Yes, I was the biology group too.
Okay.
And it was awesome. So we were taking through the principle of natural selection using the sim. This is the brown and white banners, and it was quite educative.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now, Ramat Salah, what class were you in?
Yes, Mrs. Rita, thanks for the opportunity. I was in physics class. So although I joined in late, I was able to understand what was being taught, in quarter the time because of the simulation. So Mr. Sule rightly said, we're taking through resistance and resistivity, as well as factors that affect resistance and resistivity in a wire. So from the simulation, without you looking at the figures, you could see from moving the slider up or down, from the formula that's already written there, you could observe whether the resistance or resistivity increases or decreases, like you really don't need to cram, right? Like, and again, when you look at in terms of the relationship between resistance and resistivity vis-a-vis cross-sectional area
of the wire,
the student can immediately tell if it is directly proportional or inversely proportional. Like overall, it was an intriguing, engaging, and enlightening class. And Prof was really very patient and down to earth with his explanation, and he kept going back and forth, ensuring we all understood. I loved everything about the physics.
Yeah, Ramat, thank you very much for the points you've raised. You know, she brought out so many points. She brought out the issues of comparison, establishing relationship, being able to compare, helping students to get concepts understand the concept of resistivity and how it affects the wires and everything. So current production and all that. So it's beautiful to see, to observe what you guys are noticing yourself. What you are noticing as student teachers in this instance is the same thing that your students would notice. And I appreciate the fact that you all comment on how easy these visuals help your students to understand. Felicia.
Can I say something, please?
Who is that? Can you say your name? Let's know where this voice is coming from.
Abimbola.
Abimbola, yes, let's have you.
I think with this concept, I think from my own personal observation, it has completely negated the conventional way of person learning. Yeah.
Please, can somebody help me to mute? Yes, go on, Abimbola, please.
Yeah, from my own perspective, actually, I think it has cancelled out the conventional way of disseminating learning to these learners. You know, the old way of just teaching them abstractly. Now you can bring into reality whatever you are giving to them. So that's just my personal opinion, personal perspective.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Can I speak, Ma?
Oh, yes. Go ahead.
Yes, go ahead,
my name is Kasali Rainat. I attended the mathematics room.
Good.
So from my own perspective, I learned different approach to solve a problem rather that related to reality, to environmental parallel of any given question in a classroom. From simple to complex, as I said earlier, so from concrete to abstract. So the math class was very interesting, educative. I love it. We are brought down to the lowest level because, as the heading says, from grade 5 upward to GS. But I can see that the approach can as well be used for the lower primary, including nursery class as well. So that's my own take. The class is okay.
And thank you.
Different approach. Problem.
Yes. So, Prof, can you please bring back that thing that you put up, the reflections, please? Okay. I just want us to look at it again.
Because of time. Okay. If you
all right, then go on.
If you want to leave, if you want to leave right now because you have to pray, you can also leave. But we're just going to stay in like the next 5 minutes. Prof, you can bring up that thing up because it's quite important for us to just go through it. Okay. Yeah, Prof, you can share your screen.
Okay, I'm doing that. Okay, is it like this? Or you want a full screen?
No, hold on.
Full screen, no.
That is
come. Can't say anything. Okay.
Full screen, right?
Yeah, this is fine.
Okay, so you see, look at the reflection. As a teacher, I have a busy year with a lot to cover. How is this lesson going to fit in? Will you replace it? Will it be supplemental? Think about where in the topic sequence it will fit. Will it introduce a topic you know most students have difficulty in? Will it reinforce a topic? Now, everything that is written here, will it address common student misunderstandings or misconceptions? Thus far, from your experience of using the sim, do you think using the simulation will help you to cover a lot more? What do you guys think?
Yes, absolutely. Sim will definitely help us cover more.
Yeah, and then look
To
at the
address
second.
difficulty.
Yeah, because somebody said you don't have to do a lot, you don't have to talk too much. And then it says, how is this lesson going to fit in? A lot of teachers can't imagine using a sim, abstractly to achieve some lesson objective. But you can see with me tonight that you've been able to cover a lot more or understand a lot more, especially with the issue of resistance and resistivity. I like that comparison. So you see, reflecting on everything that we have seen, you can actually answer this question. Does the sim replace a lesson? This is a tricky one. Do you guys think the sim replaces the lesson?
Yes.
No, it's
No,
just aid.
partially.
No, it's just aid.
My name is Ajoke.
Aid. No.
Sim does not replace the
That's
lesson.
why I said this is a tricky one. So it makes you think. It makes you think. Do you think the simulation will ever replace you, the teacher? Or do you think the simulation will ever replace the lesson? It doesn't, because students still need guidance, right?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So I like what you said. You said it aids the lesson. Absolutely, it aids the lesson. It be supplemental, guys.
Yes.
It is supplemental. Now, so it's also, all this, go back and as you do your work, it makes your teaching better. So go back and let this be at the forefront on your mind. Then this is another one. Do you think using the sim reinforces a topic from all your experiences? I'm sure we have a unanimous answer. What's the unanimous answer? Does a sim reinforce a topic?
It does.
Yes.
Like
Good.
Yes,
We all have a unanimous answer. So you'd agree with me. And then it says, does it address common student misunderstandings or misconception? Do you think the simulation address?
Yeah.
Very well.
Yes,
So reflecting. So you see why we have done this thing. These are the same things they would ask you to do. Towards your last module, implementing a PhET activity, you would be asked to conduct your own reflection of your own activity and how you see it impactful on your students. So this is how you conduct your own personal reflection of your own lesson. So in essence, we have taken you through the course to help you to understand, the course you are doing. So that will be all for now. I'll hand back over to Blessing to close.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And
before you close, please. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, my name is Sam once again. Thank you so much, everyone, for this insightful session. At the chemistry class, our activities sparked some discussion in the class. And so I've been using PhET since 2022, and there are some topics in chemistry that PhET have not yet developed a simulation for. So we were looking at, okay, is it possible that teachers' collaboration can be possible so that we can share our idea, give me idea with PhET so that they can also design for such topics that have not been designed yet. So that's a question. Then again, is there any possibility, apart from designing what's it called, activity sheet, can we also design our own PhET or a PhET simulation and working with you and Colorado University? Thank you very much. Is it possible for Educator to also be trained on how to do that?
Your first question is you want your input on the simulations that should be done, especially in chemistry.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
we there's always a survey that is being passed on. Since if you've passed through, I'm sure you must have registered a teacher account, right?
Yes, yes.
So if you tick the box that says send me newsletters,
okay.
Newsletters, if you tick that box, there will always be a mail. I think one has been done this year where teachers were asked okay, look, we have the budget for so amount of simulation. And okay, we've seen that this is critical, but we can only, what 5 do you think you want? So they're asking us to give us a feedback on that. So those particular forms will be sent. It's usually sent annually. You receive it in your mail, and when I get it, I will also share it on the group. Okay, we always share it on our group to get teachers' feedback. Now, to create a simulation, if you were here in the first session and had Rebecca, it costs about $150,000. This is not $150, $150,000 to create one simulation.
Okay.
She said it takes a team of the minimum amount of people that will work on the simulation is just 5. That's 5 developers. And apart from those 5 developers, we have researchers, we have professors, that would be in that team. So to build a simulation, it's quite intensive. And you said to receive training, that you have to receive training on your own. You have to go for full stack development training and all that if you want to build one. And also, you mentioned something. Yeah, the source code. If you're already a developer, the source code is open. It's for free. It's on the website. It's on when you go down on the PhET website, you see open source code. Go there. You will find all the source code of each simulation. And if you're a developer, you can use it. It's free because it's an NGO. You can use it to build that yours. Okay, I hope I answered you fully, Samuel.
Well explained. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. So sorry we took 15 minutes of your time. We apologize.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yes, I raised my hand up. I wanted to ask a question. 2 questions actually. I noticed on Prof's slide we started at 13. I joined a little late, so I don't know what has been covered. And then last week I was not able to join, so I don't know. Is there a means for me to be able to meet up with the lessons that have been learned today and then the one that was learned last week?
Yes. Are you on the WhatsApp group?
I just joined.
You just joined the WhatsApp group, right?
Yes,
I will share the link. I will share the link, the video of the first last week, and I'll also share the video of this, maybe later tonight or tomorrow morning. Please, this is the last question we can take for now. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for taking our time. We are so grateful. 87 people still online to this time. Thank you so much. And all I will say is I give God all the glory, and I will say thank you, Jesus, for another awesome time with you educators, and thank you for your passion, for putting this, effort in developing yourself, not just for yourself, but for your learners. I appreciate you all. All right, so I'll be saying thank you and good night, everyone.
Good night.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Good night.
Bye. Thank
Thank
you,
you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Good night. I really have.
Good night. Yeah, bye.
I really have tonight. Bye.
Bye.
I really have.
Have a good night, boss.
I really appreciate you.
Very much.
Yeah, bye, everyone.
So much. Bye.
So see you in the group. Yes. Just any questions you have, just drop it in the group. Yeah.
Okay.